Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to our live New Moon on Taurus on Saturday. Now, why is this important? This is that point in the year, now that Pluto has gone into retrograde, where a lot of us are going to get this opportunity to stabilize into all of the recent changes that have taken place because of the changing astrological climate and the effect that it's had here down on us. For me, Taurus season, Sun in Taurus, with all of this energy trying to get you grounded, find your footing, is leading to a certain level of stability and improved security, not only within ourselves, but what we're seeing out in the 3D also, because ultimately this is what we're projecting now that the climate has kind of calmed down, especially with Pluto now being in retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. It's about making those mental adjustments as well as the physical adjustments also, which might mean that a lot of us might be feeling the need to take that deep soul rest. And a lot of that's going to have to do with how the adjustments that have recently been needed to have been made have now taken a more of a decisive turn as to things growing root. So, this new moon in Taurus is about growing. It's about sowing the seeds. It's about the practicality and getting grounded. Now, with a lot of the planets currently being in Gemini, there is this air, Mercury being one of them, going into Gemini as we're preparing to go into Gemini as we speak. There is this kind of up in the air energy, which will really need this grounded Taurian stability, which means, like, as much as you can, take those deep rooted breaths deep into the base of your spine. That would be, I think, something that will really help calm the energy. After this new moon, Mercury is entering the sign of Gemini, and this is where I mean where everything is going to be about 1,000 miles a minute. Intellectually speaking, there's going to be, I think, amplified mental energy, as well as the need to be active and to stay busy and get things moving again. The day after, Mars, after being in the very much fiery sign of Aries, now moves into the sign of Taurus. And the sense of urgency is being released, which means there is this down-to-earth, slow down kind of energy, but slow down in a way where you are getting a chance to smell the roses. That is the Devil card of Capricorn. Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Sun card. I like this energy. There is something about a passion, and it could be a brand new passion, because that's 2 times the Swords card, the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords, as well as the Star and the Chariot. I like where this is going. Okay, there is a bond. Okay, there is something that is rather quite fiery, passionate, and interesting and intriguing taking place in your life at the moment. I feel like there is a pull on your wants, needs, and desires. You're being presented this option. You're being presented this opportunity. You're being given this phase in life right now where it's currently saying, you know, the toxicity of certain relationships. What have you learned from all them experiences? And where is it that you can take what you've learned and put it to practical use in relationships at the moment, without them needing to get toxic or without them needing to get funny? Where is it and what is it that you can do to take something that would otherwise be deemed as toxic or not good for you? What is it that you can do to kind of switch that around for it to work in your favor? There's somewhere where you're being asked to be devil's advocate. There is, bear with me with this one. There is somewhere where you're really being told, step into that real spotlight, that real place of experience, right? Especially when it comes to relationship experiences that you've had in the past. It doesn't need to be romantic, it can be completely platonic. It is, however, something that is saying here, where is it that there is a need for you to be very aware of what it is that gets your passions going, what it is that is consuming excessive energy from you, and what it is that you can do to not overdo the giving and the taking, making sure that there's an equal balance and a sense of equilibrium to the give and take of certain relationships. There's got to be balance in give and take. And I feel like there is somewhere where you might have a lot of people that will want to take as much as they can take. But there is this sense of responsibility on you to kind of handle the situation in a way where it's almost like, okay, listen, you've already learned the lessons of this. And so where is it that you can find some kind of balance in the give and take? The Knight of Wands. For me, this is kind of saying, where is the passion taking you? Where are you being led? What is it that you know that you can, in your new adventures, in this new opportunity, in this place where it is you're being given this chance to be a little bit more adventurous? What is it that you can do to kind of go outside of your practical norms? What is it that you can do a little bit differently? What is it that you can do to be a little bit more risky? Take the risk, take the charge, take this new direction, be really fiery and go in the direction where you know that your passion is leading you, right? Because there's a massive win here. Wherever it is right now that you are being led, where your passions, your inner passions, the things that you know that really are something that ignite that fire within you, and it can be with a specific other person, if you're able to use the experience of previous relationships that you've had, find an equilibrium of the give and take, as well as moving forward in a riskier manner than you normally would, taking the risk, taking the chance, being fun, being flirty, being about the adventure, this is going to be victorious for you. This is really, really going to win out for you. And I say this because it's something to do with the house and the home also. There is somewhere where you're being really guided to take a passionate risk about being not only balanced in the give and take within relationships, but the way that you're moving has to be really quick, really has to be like this preparing to get into Gemini energy, where it is all about Mercury entering Gemini as well as the Sun soon entering Gemini, and you're going to be asked to be as malleable and as moldable and as changeable, like a chameleon basically, as much as you can. The relationships that come through bring a sense of confidence and rejuvenation within you. You're rejuvenating. This cup of this card of the Chariot is really saying that there is somewhere in the home space that you are going to be able to take a lot more authority, and it's going to be really quite triumphant. There is, however, a need for you to be quite assertive about your movements right now. I feel like a lot of you are actually accessing a part of yourselves right now that is about to make a dream come true. A dream that you may have had for the longest time. And this is why I'm saying, in this moment right now, you've really got to make sure that you are following your passions, the things that are driving you. Trust, okay? These might even be things that you thought once upon a time, I'm going to do, but you never thought it possible, you never thought it feasible. This is that time. And I think as long as you can maintain the balance within the relationships and move with a little bit more of a pizzazz to your step, please know that this risk that you're about to take is going to be what leads you to the utmost revival, contentment, and happiness, especially in matters of the home. This is a triumphant time for you, and you're gonna need to have your wits about you. There's no other way about it. There's gonna need to be a mental assertiveness about making this dream come true. So a lot of you are gonna have to be really honest with yourself. Now that the Sun is in Aries, Sun is in Taurus, and Mars is currently in Taurus as well, where you're being given this opportunity to just get down to earth and slow down, think things through, be confident enough about the actions that you're about to take, and start, but make sure you see it through to the end. All right, 3 cards here. The 4 of Cups, the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, and the High Priestess. So basically, there is an expiration date that's currently on what you're focused on, and there may be a closing out of a previous cycle. Life may have changed an awful lot, and you might be asked to see where it is that your attention, your focus really is on things, how they were, how they once were, who you once were, and how things once was. You're being asked to shift your perspective. The way things were and the way you think, the way you did things before might not work anymore, because there's almost like this brand new template that's being put on you, where the template of the past, the way things possibly worked in the past, may not necessarily work anymore. But please see this as a golden portal. This is an opportunity for you to get together with like-minded people, as well as attune your intuition to the utmost. Please know that the High Priestess is an energy of experience. This is someone who has lived. She speaks because she knows, right? And what is being told of you here is that there is this cycle that needs to close out completely, and you kind of need to learn to shift your focus from all of the shit that you know that you don't really want anymore, and focus more on the potential of what can be, because there's no going back. That certain cycle, there's no way for any more swords to fit in that back. Do you know what I mean? So these new characters that will be entering your life really are putting you in that High Priestess, in between the good and bad. Just go with the flow and trust that you've got enough knowledge and experience to guide you on your way. You're gonna have to take a lot of assertive, intellectual, triumphant, voice of reason, kind of matter of fact energy about you, because wherever this dream is now leading you could be potential Aquarius. This fell in my lap, and that's the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. There are loops that are being broken. This new moon, what may have felt like a financial regurgitated cycle, if you are strong enough to go with the flow of it, if you are strong enough to ride that wave, please know this is what is going to be the outcome of this new moon. There's a real sense of happy home. There is a really, really big sense of like the utmost contentment, and people around you that you want to have around you, not just anyone. This is the kind of people that feel like home, the kind of people that you can trust. There's something about you needing to be pragmatic about the actions that you're taking right now. There's something about you needing to be really charismatic about the way you're speaking, maneuvering, and acting right now. There is a need. The Lover's card. Ooh. Ooh. Five of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and the Lover's card. Listen, some of you have recently met someone. Some of you are with someone. Some of you are about to meet someone who is literally like the other part of you. They're like literally the most beautiful partner that you could have asked for. Traditionally, in the Rider-Waite, the Five of Pentacles is the card generally of matrimony. It's about getting married, and I feel like some of you are now coming into this union. If you haven't already, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. This person really is the other part of you, and I feel like the two of you are leading towards matrimony, which is really beautiful. Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. This is a really abundant union. This really is something that is going to be so fruitful and abundant for you. Do you know when you're in those relationships, right, where you sometimes can't like fully be yourself, and then you find like your abundance is slowly slipping through your fingers because like you're having to be disingenuous with yourself? This is the kind of pairing, if you're not already in this pairing partnership, be very, very about it, because it's coming about. This is a kind of pairing and partnership where the two of you really are like mirrors to each other. You're moving at the same speed, you're moving at the same velocity, like the same things. You somehow make things abundant, and you somehow make things fruitful. This is something that will bring you in from the cold and charge you up and plug you right in. You know how when you're in those narcissistic relationships, you just get uglier and uglier and uglier? This is like when you are in the opposite of that, when you're actually with someone that you're meant to be with, and you glow up just by being in their presence and their energy. This is that kind of thing, right? Here you are being in this position of being with someone who is such a equal cup, such a beautiful partnership and such a beautiful pairing, it's going to actually make you more fertile, and it's actually going to make you way more abundant. Ka-ching. Please understand that there are underlying passions within you that you're going to have to really pay attention to right now. What is it that's getting you hyped up? What is it that gets you in a place where your blood is literally like moving within your body? Do you know what I mean? This is one of those kind of times where you're really going to have to be that devil's advocate kind of situation right now, and just go with what you know and what you've learned from previous relationships that may have turned out to be toxic or not good for you anyway. If you can find the balance between right? Find the balance. How do you make what you've previously learned and experienced with these toxic relationships, how can you take the information of that and make this new situation have the kind of balance that you need it to have? Balance in the give and take. What you've reserved for yourself as well as what you're taking, as well as what you're giving, right? And for the other person too. You're going to need to move with a sense of conviction, with a sense of adventure, with a sense of risk taking, and you're going to have to be really quick about it, right? You've had ample time this year to really think. Now that we're on the other side of this portal, moving quicker and being really confident about yourself and the way that you're moving is something that's going to have to be this Knight of Wands energy. You're going to have this speed about you, because look, two references to horses. We're in the fire horse year. The horse here and the horse here. One in both of them in animated action. One literally riding off into the other sunset. The taking and the other taking the action of. Okay. So wherever it is that you are being told, be confident, especially about the actions that you're being told to take. This is something that's going to give you the opportunity to really be in charge of the ship, which will work out triumphantly about you, but you're triumphantly for you. But there is some way you're going to have to be really assertive about this, because part of this is part of your destiny. It's about how you make this dream come true, and how part of how you make this dream come true really has a lot to do with you can't be focused on the shit that has gone wrong previously. You can't be focused on the stuff that you're seeing as of now, because that way you're missing out on a trick. And there is something that the universe is kind of presenting to you right now, especially when it comes to you closing out certain cycles where there is no more going back to this shit. Do you know what I mean? So the quicker you are to close out certain cycles and phases that you've been lingering on a little bit too long, that's how quick something comes in that's so emotionally gratifying that gives you an opportunity to celebrate with like-minded people. A lot of you are meeting brand new people. A lot of people had to exit your life recently because they had to, because the filter has now changed. It's a completely different dynamic now that we're into, especially with Jupiter now being moved into Cancer. So here you are in this precipice of meeting these brand new people that you're supposed to have in your life right now, and it's a joyous opportunity, right? Because what it is doing, it's sharpening your intuition. It's putting you back in this position, if you're not already there, in this position of really trusting who you are and what you know, and relying on your laurels enough not to repeat cyclical cycles, but to finally get off of certain loops that are only going to lead to the utmost contentment. Now, when you're in a position to be grateful for what you have, if you're not grateful for the contentment, then I don't know, like, what else do you need to be grateful for? Contentment is a blessing. Be grateful for it. But there is somewhere where you're going to have to be a lot more charismatic, charming, and dynamic about yourself, as well as assertive, as well as this Queen of Swords energy and this intuitive High Priestess energy. There is this feminine energy here, which is kind of saying, listen, the confidence has got to be peak. The faith in yourself has got to be 100, because you've got to show up in the best way that you can for this pairing and this partnership. It's a divine pairing, it's a divine partnership. Now is the time for it to happen, because the two of you together are about to make some absolute freaking abundance. Pure, fertile abundance together. For me, the Five of Pentacles is one of the best cards in the deck. And because it's a card of hope, and it's a card of relief, and it's a card of being given resources, right? So there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you're about to reach it this week, especially as we approach the new moon in Taurus on the 16th. Count your blessings, I want to say, because I feel like there is a real stabilizing of abundance here. And wherever you're being told, take the risk, run towards it, okay? Do it. Make it work, because it is going to be very, very successful for you. If you enjoyed the reading, please do give it a thumbs up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a card from the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for each sign, and then I'll get another card for each sign with the Romance Oracles by Doreen Virtue. Should we start with Aries? Okay, Aries. What message does Aries need to know? Foundations and achievements. There is growth, Aries, that is taking place in your life. There is somewhere where you are being able to put down some foundations and find some stability and find some security for yourself. There is partnerships, there is achievements, there is success, there is goals. What does Aries need to know about romance? Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic connection here. So Aries, this person is obviously electricity for you, and you're enjoying the chemistry of the two of you together, and there is somewhere where you can grow and make some foundations with this person. So I think make sure that the both of you are on the same speed. Make sure that you are appreciating and being grateful, I think, for this opportunity to stabilize your life right now. Taurus, what does Taurus need to know for this new moon in Taurus? What does Taurus need to know for this new moon in Taurus? Taurus, harmony. There is harmony within partnerships and relationships right now for you, Taurus. Let's get a romance card for you. What does Taurus need to know for this new moon? Harmony within partnerships. This is like definitely that other part of you, you know, that fits. It works. It's nice. It's that phase that's just cooperative. It's a reason to be content. It's definitely close to that Ten of Cups. But it's certainly the Two of Cups energy here. The Lover's energy. And it is saying that there is a form of peace within the relationship right now. Free yourself and unrequited love. There is not enough chemistry or attraction to keep this relationship going. And free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. I feel like some of you may have been in a period of disharmony with a certain person, and it may have felt like the chemistry had finished out. But I feel like when a card like unrequited love comes up, it's almost a invitation for one to work on oneself enough to increase their own magnetism and their own desirability. So Taurus, what I would really say is there is somewhere where you need to kind of take control back of your own life, and I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to work on what makes you Taurus, what makes you special, what makes you you, what's the fun, beautiful thing about you, you know what I mean? All right, who's next? Gemini. Gemini, sun is going in your sign. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited for your birthday season. I just feel like finally it's time. Things got moving again. All right, Gemini, what do you need to know from me? What do I need to tell you, Gemini? 2 cards, deception and envy and balance. 2 things, Gemini. Your race is no one else's race. There's no point in looking over at what anyone else is doing because it could never apply to you. What you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing, and you're probably doing the best that you can do with it. There's a need here. If you feel like you have been surrounded by envy, please make sure you're protecting yourself. Pray to God, ask him for protection. Do you know what I mean? I don't wear amulets. I don't do anything else for prayer, for protection, other than pray to God and ask my maker to protect me the best that he can, because ultimately that's the only thing that really matters. There is somewhere, Gemini, that you're gonna have to, with all of this energy in you at this point in new moon, you're gonna figure out what you're doing to really create balance within your life. Yeah? Let's get a romance card for you. Now, this could be work-life balance. This could be relationship and solo time balance. Whatever it is, find the balance. Okay? What does Gemini need to know in terms of their romance and love life? Gemini, what do you need to know from me? What do I need to tell you about your love life? What do you need to know from me for this week, for this new moon? What does Gemini need to know about their love life, their romance, their person? What does Gemini need to know? Gemini, you're not saying much. That's not really like you. What's that all about? Okay, here we go. Finally, open up, Gemini. Stay optimistic about your love life, right? This makes sense. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Are you jealous of your partner, or is your partner jealous of you? Is there jealousy somewhere? The pair of you need to find your balance, right? And stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Sun is about to enter your sign. Mercury is going into your sign. You cannot go into this with a shitty mindset. You know better than that. What the fuck are you doing? Gemini, fix up and look sharp, for God's sakes. Cancer, suffering in silence. Cancer, why is it always this? Why are you suffering? Full stop. Whatever it is, I think, somewhere that you may have had to go through something to crack you open to the new version of your, where I feel like it's not necessary for you to suffer in silence anymore. If anything, can you go outside and find something to maybe get really passionate about? Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, right? So instead of suffering in silence, you've got to find your passion. Okay, Cancer, there is somewhere where you need to allow your heart and soul to have a reason to be happy again, to just be happy for the sake of being happy. All right, I'm not going to go with that. Leo, how are you? It's good to see you, Leo. Okay, Leo, what do I need to tell you for this new moon in the sign of Taurus? Conflict and defeat. Leo, stop wasting your energy. Don't give it away to people and places that don't deserve it, Leo. It's a trap. You know this. What does Leo need to know about their romance life? Listen, I'm not going to take these, but I am going to take this one that came up this way that says attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So where is it, Leo, that you really need to be present? Take your mind off of the conflict. Take your mind off of where you feel defeated and actually smell the roses. Stop and smell the roses while we're in this new moon. I feel like the more you're focused on beautiful things, the more you're focused on your attractiveness and being attractive, I feel like the more that you really begin to enjoy yourself. So I will say, get practical, get grounded, and focus on the present, on the right now. What's important, Leo? Are you a Virgo? Hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a heart emoji. Let me know that you're a Virgo here. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. What do you really need to know? Let me zone into you guys. All right, Virgo. 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 What do I need to tell Virgo? What does Virgo need to know? What does Virgo need to know? What do I need to tell Virgo? Ooh, Virgo, you are one sexy mofo. Do you know that? Do you see what that says? Intuition, baby. This new moon, your intuition is going to be so on point. All right, the romance cards that came up are separation and religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, as well as time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So I feel like some of you may have split up with someone because of your spiritual beliefs or your religious upbringing or whatever it is. I feel like this person may have been a little bit intimidated by you, or you may have been a little bit off-put or intimidated by this person. I feel like there may have been a period of separation. If there was a period of separation, you guys might be coming back into unison. If there was a time of unison, there may be a separation that is on the horizon. If this is something that applies to you, it may be because of spiritual beliefs, etc. Okay, Virgo, your intuition is going to be really sharp, and there is going to be a lot for you to see during this new moon. So pay attention, Virgo. Make sure you are looking at the signs and listening and paying attention to the details. So Libra, what do we have for you, Libra? For the new moon in the sign of Taurus. I'm not going to take those. I'm going to take this one because I think it sounds nice. And that says stand your ground. Libra, there is somewhere where you're going to have to really be very determined and focused and really kind of about life. There is somewhere where you're really going to have to focus on what you know is right and where it is that you can hold your own and make peace with what is. Romantically, what does Libra need to know? You're going to have to be strong about it, Libra. You're going to have to really put yourself in this position of holding it down. And there might need to be a bit of you taking back your power with this. And there might even need to be a little bit of you owning your rights in some way or another. And I think open your heart a bit, Libra. I've been shuffling for a bit now. What's going on? Libra, let me in. What's going on? What does Libra need me to tell Libra for their romance and love life? Free yourself and unrequited love. It is time for you to take control back of your life. There is not enough chemistry or attraction to keep this relationship going. So there is somewhere where you might need to work on the relationship, or you might need to free yourself and maybe give yourself time to grow and expand. Libra, there is this element of not enough chemistry or attraction to keep the relationship going. I will say, when you are interested in maintaining that relationship, it's an opportunity for you to make yourself interesting again, especially for the other person. If the other person is no longer interesting for you, I think if it is a long-term commitment, you guys will need to work on finding a way for the spark to come back. Okay, Libra. Scorpio, what do you need me to tell you? For this new moon, destiny and the waiting game. Destiny is playing out in your life right now, Scorpio, and there is something that you're really going to have to just be patient with. when the card like the waiting game comes up, it really is saying, listen, stop for a moment and get really present and see all of the different things that you have to be grateful for. Like, where are all of these blessings that are coming into your life? How are you placing them within your heart, right? Are you being grateful for them? Are you letting them grow roots? Are you being grateful for all of the good things that are coming in? Destiny, the doors of destiny are being opened for you right now, and it says reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So I feel like there is someone from your past who you may be very much in love with, and there is kind of this waiting period where destiny is kind of playing out. But I feel like, don't worry, there will be a reconciliation between the two of you, especially if it's real love. Like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, if it's meant to be, it will be. Okay. Swaggitarius. Hi. Okay, Swaggy. What does Swaggy need me to tell Swag? Swaggitarius. Good afternoon, Jose and Mia. I hope everyone's doing amazingly. God bless all of you. Succeed and thrive and shine and inherit, right? We came here to inherit. Yeah. Swag, quickly, please. What does Sagittarius need me to tell them in the year of the 5 horse? Suffering in silence. Wise Sagittarius. Material harvest. But don't worry, it's about to get better. Wherever it is that you have been suffering in silence, things are about to get really good now, because there's this material harvest where you're literally going to see your money grow in front of your very eyes, and you might have it all laid out in front of you on your table. And this is absolutely the time of the utmost abundance and growth and blessings. So cut it out with the suffering in silence, because things are about to get so fucking good. Can we just look at the 9-9? A certain cycle of suffering is closing out, and it is now being replaced with a new cycle of absolute abundance. Swag, what do I need to tell you? Now, the thing with these messages is you need to listen to your sun as well as your moon and your rising for each sign. I like the spontaneity of them, and I feel like they give such a clear message when you go from your sun to your moon to your rising. Swag. What on earth? Alright. Swag heart chakra meditations, please. One more message for Swag's romance and love life. What does Sagittarius need to know? What does Sagittarius need to know for their love and romance? Free yourself, Sag. Horse reference. Wherever you're suffering, it's time for you to take back control of your life, especially if it's in silence, because there is a material harvest that's on its way to you. So turn that frown upside down, Swag. This is your year, right? It's Boomtown, Capricorn. That was quick. Capricorn. Heartache and loss and destiny. I'm going to tap into this energy, and you know what? If I've got my eyes closed, please just ride with me, Capricorn. I'm going to shuffle the romance decks also, just because I know there's something coming. Are you ready, Capricorn? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Breathe with me. Let it go, Capricorn. You know that heartache, that loss. You know that thing that you thought that you lost. You know how you felt like it's the end of the earth. You know that it's just been the hardest fucking thing to come to terms with. This is destiny playing out, okay? Where one door closes, another one opens. Whatever it is, in terms of your romance life, there is a need for you to adopt an attitude of playfulness, Capricorn, to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. You, Capricorn, are going to have to summon from your solar plexus your inner child energy and reawaken the baby, the infant, the toddler, the kid within you. You're gonna have to summon this attitude of playfulness, because there is destiny playing out right now, and whatever was gone, whatever heartache you had to go through, whatever felt like such a loss that it ripped you to parts and shreds. Please know it was so that a version of you could emerge, so that you could be stronger than who you were before, because that's part of your destiny, Capricorn. That's what you're here to do. There is somewhere where you gotta accept what had to go. And sometimes, and as someone who went through like death after death in 2025, trust me, I get it. It's not easy. But that fighter spirit, Capricorn, that cardinal earth energy, that knowing that the only way is up. You're too goated to flop. Do you know what I mean? Don't let this heartache linger for long. Don't let it settle in. You got to understand this is destiny playing out right now. And the best way for you to really make this energy good again is for you to get as playful as fuck, Capricorn. And if I know Capricorn, because listen, I've got partners in crime, Scorpio being one of them, Capricorn being the other one. There is a devilish energy about you that is so much fun. Okay, you need to tap into your kiddie like Capricornian jovial wild energy, and you need to have some fun. Okay, Capricorn, let's go to Aquarius. Aquarius, what do I need to tell you for this new moon in the sign of Taurus? Aquarius, what do I need to tell you? What do I need to tell you, Aquarius? What do you need me to tell you? Aquarius, what do I need to tell you? Movement, choices, and decisions. So Aquarius, you're in this space right now. You've got to choose the different directions that you've got available to you, and you got to make some movements, which involves choices and decisions that you might need to really take a good look at romantically, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. There's someone you gotta get over, Aquarius. You've really got to forgive that relationship. Like, not everything is a bag of shit just because one relationship was bad. Jose, yeah, you did, but I'll do another one at the end. We are cooking something spicy. Just give me a moment. Let's get done with Pisces and then we'll go back to Virgo, even though I'm tired. Oh my gosh. I need some beauty sleep. That's what this new moon's going to be about. Ooh. Pisces. Financial and material changes. So Pisces, there is this phase that you're going to go through now where there's going to be this surge in abundance. And there is going to be a relationship here. Wow. Pisces, please go back and watch the reading. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture and engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Pisces is getting married. I love you, Pisces. I wish you all the best of luck. There is going to be financial and material changes that are taking place in your life right now. And you need to go ahead and express your love and be really expressive with the romantic gestures and very much taking the action. Please prepare for your love life to be going to a higher level of commitment also. Are you a Virgo? Who's a Virgo here still? How many Virgos we got here? Put your hand up. If you're Virgo, I'm going to pull another card for you. If you're not, we're going. Because I'm tired. Okay, fine. Virgo, shall we go again? Book a reading, by the way. rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. Virgo, what else do I need to tell you? Virgo, what else do you need me to tell you? This is not fair on the other signs, I know. But for the Virgos that are still in the room, I love you. All right, Virgo, what else do you need me to tell you, Virgo? What else do you need me to tell you, Virgo? Virgo. One more card and then I'm going. Virgo, what do you need me to tell you? Ah! Virgo, have hope. Love to you. Love to you. Virgo, you gotta have some hope. And patience. If you can keep that fire alive. You know what, Virgo? You know what this is? Let me just go in. My eyes are closed. I'm channeling. Let me go in, right? Give me a moment. Virgo, you may have gone through things these past few years that were directly aimed at your solar plexus. You may have gone through things this year, past few years, whatever, that were deliberately planned by the Matrix and the Agent Smith mofos of this Matrix to put out your confidence, to put out your belief in yourself, to put out your popularity, to block your abundance. And please know it was so deliberate. And please know that they were, how do I say it? Institutions that we thought we could trust that were involved in this. They saw the light in you and they didn't like it, because if you're stupid and subservient to the system, you're of more use as a battery, as a puppet. Now, a lot of you are at this juncture right now, Virgo. And I'm sorry to make this all about Virgo, but if you're still here, obviously this is your message. So please just go with it. Let me know what sign you are. You're at this point in life right now where you're really being advised wholeheartedly. There is somewhere that you need to keep the hope alive. You've got to turn that light back on, and you've got to get right back in the center of being in that light. And when I say that light, I mean your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is your confidence. Your confidence is what gives you the courage, the passion, the drive, and the tenacity to actually own every single footstep that you take out in this play that we call life. With this new moon, there's new confidence about you. And I think a lot of that has to do with a improved financial situation, which may have been because of access to more resources. The more grounded you are in Taurus season, the more practical you are, and the more you move with a sense of hope, knowing that the light within you is untouchable, right? The more you move high, the more you move with that charisma, the more you move with hope, the more you move with a deliberate intent, the more your solar plexus, that fire within the pit of your belly, is ignited and roaring and thriving. There is somewhere, Virgo, where you're going to have to, against all odds, go against everything that may have been programmed into you, that may have made you lose hope, that may have made you lose the light. You're going to have to fight for keeping that hope. I feel like 1 + 7 is 8, and 8 is eternity. And I feel like, Virgo, if you meditated on it, and if you decided to really channel into eternity and your place within eternity, and how if you wanted, you could really start. Yeah, go on. Ask a question. You could really, I feel like, do a lot of big things that surprise yourself even, Virgo. Begin thinking about eternity. All right, Virgo, what else do you need to know? Virgo, what else do you need to know about your romance? Or whoever's still here. And then I'm going because I'm tired. Alright, Virgo, what else do you need to know? Open your heart, Virgo. Do a heart chakra meditation, for God's sakes. Get grounded. You in Sun in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini energy is going to be electric. Reminds me of that song by MGMT, Electric Feel. Are you going to ask this question? Virgo, you deserve... Ah, look at that. Virgo, you deserve love. This love that's about to come into you is leading to a wedding. I don't know if that answers your question. But there is this love that is in your life right now. And this situation involves marriage. Like the two of you obviously getting married to each other. And it's because you are so lovable. That's all I have, everybody. I hope everyone had an amazing session with me. Book a reading. Email me, rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. Tomorrow is the Virgo reading, even though I've just done one here. We'll do another one. I hope everyone is doing amazingly. Have fun. This is going to be a really, really nice new moon. And leave me a comment and let me know how you're spending it. I shall catch you guys again soon. Take it